Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Wherever you're watching me from, I hope you're doing well. Your day, your week, your month has been great. Today let's discuss a very pressing issue that happened in Malawi, the Cashgate scandal. It began quietly like a rumor whispered through the corridors of government offices in Lilongwe, a city in Malawi. In 2013, civil servants noticed strange things. Mid-level bureaucrats driving luxury cars, junior accountants buying mansions in leafy suburbs, and, unexplained millions were moving through their obscure bank accounts in various public servants' purses. To the public, Malawi was still struggling. Hospitals short of medicine, schools without desks, farmers praying for rain, and a whole lot. But yet in the heart of the city, or in the heart of the capital, a handful of officials were living like kings. Something didn't add up. Then one September morning, it all exploded. On September 13, 2013, Paul Mfuwiyo, the budget director of the Ministry of Finance, was driving home when gunmen ambushed him outside of his house and shot him in the face. He miraculously survived. The attempted assassination shocked the nation, but it also opened Pandora's box. When investigators began asking why anyone would want Paul dead, they uncovered something far bigger. A sophisticated network siphoning millions of dollars straight from the Malawian Treasury. Within weeks, police raided homes of civil servants and found bags stuffed with cash. Bags stuffed with cash, my people. In car boots, under beds, even hidden in flower pots. In total, more than $30 million was unaccounted for, though later audits suggested that the real figure could be much higher than that. So how did the money vanish? The scheme was as bold as it was simple. Now, government officials working with private contractors used a loophole in the Malawi's integrated financial management system. That's how they got the money. There was a big loophole in that system. And here's how it worked. Civil servants entered fake payment requests for goods and services that were never delivered. The system then authorized those payments to shell companies. Now, when I say shell companies or shell businesses, these are businesses existing only on paper. Once the money landed in the account, the conspirators withdrew it in cash, often the same day the money lands in the account. Money flowed like water. Brand new vehicles appeared in government parking lots. Expensive champagne parties lit up Lilongwe. Some of the cash even found its way into political parties and political campaigns. It was a perfect storm of greed, technology, and weak oversight. It came to be known by a simple or a single word: Cashgate. The scandal broke during the presidency of Joyce Banda, who had taken office just a year earlier after the sudden death of Binguwa Mathuraka. Yes, that was a former president. Banda had promised to reform government and restore donor trust. Instead, she found herself at the center of the biggest corruption crisis in Malawi's history. She ordered forensic audits, sacked her entire cabinet, and called for arrest, moves that earned her both praise and suspicion. Critics claimed that she was sacrificing pawns to save the queen, accusing her of knowing more than she admitted. International donors who funded nearly 40% of Malawi's budget froze their aid overnight. The economy, already fragile, went into free fall. Civil servants went unpaid, fuel shortages deepened, and inflation soared. Courtrooms in Lilongwe filled with accused civil servants, business owners, and even politicians. One of the most famous was Oswald Lutepo, a businessman who confessed to stealing and laundering billions of kwacha. He told the court that he had funneled money to ruling political figures and political parties, a claim that sent shockwaves across the nation. Dozens were convicted, including senior officials from the Ministry of Finance and accountant generals department. Paul Mfiwio himself, the man whose shooting had exposed the entire scandal, was later convicted of theft and money laundering in 2024 after years of trial. Each verdict peeled back another layer of the rot, but also revealed how deep the networks ran. A forensic audit by Baker Tilly, commissioned by the British government, later confirmed massive theft between April and September of 2013, but also hinted that looting might have started years earlier under the previous administration. Joyce Banda, the sitting president, denied wrongdoing and claimed that her enemies had orchestrated the scandal to destroy her presidency. Nevertheless, her reputation never fully recovered. When Malawians went to the poll in 2014, she lost. She lost woefully to Peter Mutharika, brother of the late president. Even today, Cashgate remains a symbol not of just theft, but of betrayal. It shows how aid meant for hospitals and schools could be turned into luxury cars and mansions for greedy politicians overnight. It scarred Malawi's image abroad and cost ordinary citizens the most, through lost trust, through lost aid, and through lost opportunities. So out of the ashes came reforms. The government overhauled its financial systems and strengthened the Anti-Corruption Bureau and introduced a stricter auditing mechanism. But for many Malawians, the scars still lingers on. Cashgate became shorthand for a simple truth, that corruption isn't just about stealing money. It is about stolen futures. And corruption remains a cautionary tale across Africa. A reminder that when accountability collapses, even the poorest of nations can be robbed blind from within.